Hello and welcome to Box Office Receipts. I'm your host Tyler Callahan, and in the news we got the latest box office numbers. We got an update on Paramount with the latest offer from Edgar Bronfman Jr. We have film updates, streaming updates, and more. Let's start with the domestic box office. At the domestic box office, Deadpool & Wolverine moved back into first place with $18.3 million for a total now of $577.2 million. Dropping to second place was Alien Romulus with $16.2 million for a total now of $72.5 million. Third place was It Ends With Us with $11.8 million for a total of $120.8 million. Fourth place was Blink Twice, which opened to $7.3 million. And in fifth place was The Forge, which opened to $6.6 million. Oh yeah, and Lionsgate had another bomb this week with The Crow opening in 8th place with $4.6 million. As for the other new movies, specifically Blink Twice, the opening was okay. What helps here is a reported budget of around $20 million, so it doesn't need to do huge numbers to turn a small profit. And assuming the film has a decent hold at the box office, I'd say it's a solid start for Zoe Kravitz as a director. As for the other films, Alien Romulus had an okay drop of 61%, but with horror films, a drop like this is expected. And I can see it laying out to $100 million domestically. And Deadpool & Wolverine is clearly set to pass $600 million in just a week or two. In China, Alien Romulus had a fantastic second weekend, staying in first place, and earned another $19.6 million for a total of $73.5 million. Remember, it opened last weekend to $25.8 million, so that is an amazing hold. It has also now already become the second biggest Hollywood film in China this year, now only behind Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. I did not see this coming, but hey, it's one of the fun surprises of the year. Opening in second place was The Hedgehog with $10.5 million. Opening in third place was Untouchable with $10.3 million. Go for Broke came in fourth place with another $7.1 million for a total of $33.3 million. And in fifth place was Detective Conan: The $1 Million Pentagram with $4.8 million for a total of $29.1 million. For international numbers, Alien Romulus earned $41.6 million for a worldwide total of $225.4 million. China is putting in the work here, clearly. Blink Twice earned $6.7 million for a worldwide opening weekend of $14 million. It Ends With Us made another $22.3 million for a total of $121.8 million worldwide. Deadpool & Wolverine earned $20.2 million for a worldwide total of $1.21 billion. Despicable Me 4 is now at $885.4 million. Twisters is now at $347.7 million. And Inside Out 2 is now at $1.64 billion worldwide. As for news in Hollywood, let's start off again with Paramount, as Edgar Bronfman Jr. has withdrawn the offer he and his group made by the company. With that, the go shop period is over, and the Skydance Paramount merger will move forward with the expectation of it closing within the first half of 2025. Hopefully this is finally over. Universal released some details on the upcoming Jurassic World film. They released some images and we got the official title, Jurassic World Rebirth. It comes out July 2nd next year. The studio also set a release date for the musical Atlantis, which is based on Pharrell Williams' childhood. It comes out May 9th next year. In exclusive from Deadline, they report that A24 have bought the US distribution rights to Queer. This is the latest film from Luca Guadagnino and stars Daniel Craig. For casting updates, Deadline broke the news on both of these. First, Greta Lee and Andrew Scott have signed on to star in My Notes on Mars. This will be a sci-fi romance film directed by Lily Horvath, with filming set to begin next spring. Bad Bunny has signed on for Caught Stealing in an Unknown Role. This is the crime thriller starring Austin Butler and directed by Darren Aronofsky for Sony. And Gwyneth Paltrow is coming back to act, having signed on to star in Marty Supreme, which stars Timothée Chalamet and directed by Josh Safey for A24. For both a casting story and a new film in development, Deadline broke the news on Karoshi. This is a new action thriller over at Lionsgate that'll be written and directed by Takashi Dosher, with Teo Yo set to star. You would have seen him in last year's film Past Lives, which was really good. Definitely recommend it. And we got a new video game adaptations coming, with Ready Entertainment teaming up with Annapurna. Together, they will work on adapting Remedy's games into films and shows, with focus being on Alan Wake and Control. As for the agreement, Annapurna will also help fund Control 2, which is currently in development. Alan Wake I can definitely see be adapted to a show and on a decent budget. Control, though, that's going to need a bit more money behind it, but either way, looking forward to it. And sadly, there were some deaths this week. Julian Ortega died at 41 years old after going into cardiac arrest. He was an actor who appeared in Elite, a Spanish series on Netflix. Casey Fox died at the age of 70 due to pancreatic cancer. She was an Emmy-nominated set director and worked on numerous shows and films, including Criminal Minds, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and Speed, among others. She was also a founding member of Set Decorators Society of America. Thoughts and prayers go out to their families during this time, and may they rest in peace. And as always, fuck cancer. We only got one new trailer this week, and that was the first one for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, showing Shadow, which is voiced by Keanu Reeves. It comes out December 20th. Let's start off with VOD Premium with Apple TV Plus, where they have renewed the comedy series Acapulco for a 4th season. They also did a surprise drop of the extended cut of Napoleon, called Napoleon the Director's Cut. It includes an additional 48 minutes and is available to watch now. We got a new sports streaming option launching, though a very local one. For New York, Yes Network and MSG Networks have come together to launch the Gotham Sports app. Now I say streaming option because it is not a brand new service. Instead, Gotham Sports is meant as an easy way for New York sports fans to sign up and get both Yes and MSG Plus. Basically, it is being used to house both of those streaming services. Also, if you happen to already be using those apps, they will be shut down in the future, as you will have to go to the Gotham Sports app to keep using it. Customers who already pay for Yes or MSG Networks will get Gotham Sports at no extra cost. Though I assume if you only subscribe to Yes, for example, you will not be able to stream MSG Plus for free, I would think. If you're a non-cable subscriber, so you don't have Yes, you don't have MSG, you can sign up as well, though it's a bit pricey, with the annual subscription being $359.99. So what does that get you? Well, it allows you to watch games from the New York Yankees, Knicks, Rangers, Brooklyn Nets, and Buffalo Sabres. So almost all the New York sports teams, with the New York Mets and I guess the football teams missing. Peacock has ordered a new spy thriller series called Ponies, which will star Emilia Clarke. The series comes from Susanna Fogel and David Urson. At Paramount Plus, it was announced that A Quiet Place Day 1 will be available to stream in the US and Canada starting August 27th. They also released a trailer for the upcoming film Apartment 7A, which will be available to stream starting September 27th. Also not directly Paramount Plus related, Paramount released a teaser for the second half of Season 5 of Yellowstone. They are moving forward with it coming out November 10th. Along with that, Puck broke the news that a potential 6th season is in the works, with some of the Yellowstone cast coming back for it. So this may not be the end of the show after all. We also got an update on one of the spin-offs as well, the Madison, which we knew would star Michelle Pfeiffer. We now know other cast members, which includes Patrick J. Abrams, Ellie Chapman, Matthew Fox, and Bill Garrett. Over at Max, we got a renewal. City of God, The Fight Rages On, has been renewed for a 2nd season, and that was a quick one, considering the 1st season just premiered. This is a small follow-up to a story we talked about earlier in the year, but Z and Sony over in India have settled all disputes related to their failed merger. Prime Video released a trailer for the 3rd season of The Legend of Vox Machina. The animated series is set to return on October 3rd. As for what is available to watch now, the 2nd season of The Rings of Power has premiered, with episodes releasing weekly. For the Nielsen Top 10 for the week of August 12th to the 18th, we haven't done one of these in a few episodes. For the overall chart, Prison Break came in 1st place with 1.6 billion minutes watched. In 2nd place was The Umbrella Academy with 1.39 billion minutes. And 3rd place was The Union with 1.32 billion minutes watched. So yeah, The Union film had a strong opening when it came out. Variety has an exclusive on a new series for the Roku channel called Borderline. It is an Irish detective show, and it'll be available to watch on the Roku channel in the US starting September 1st. Kate Winslet is signing on to star in another series, this time at Hulu, called The Spot. The drama series, it comes from A24 with Ed Solomon showrunning and writing. Deadline broke the news on when the Elton John documentary is coming to Disney Plus, called Elton John Never Too Late. It'll be available to stream starting December 13th. It will also have its world premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival. ESPN will be keeping the US Open, as they have signed a new deal with the United States Tennis Association for 12 years. This means the US Open will be on ESPN until 2037. Two noticeable things about the new deal is ESPN getting more streaming rights, which they need as they get ready to launch ESPN standalone in 2025, and that USTA will be taking over host broadcasting duties from ESPN. In India, the National Company Law Tribunal approved the Reliance Disney merger Along with this, the Competition Commission of India also approved a merger, though they still might have some conditions. If I remember right, they were concerned about the merged entity having a monopoly on cricket rights. So depending on if they actually put any conditions on their approval for the merger, this will be moving forward. And in contract talks, it looks like Disney channels might go dark on DirecTV in a few days if no carriage deal is made. Similar to last year with Charter, DirecTV is looking for flexibility on packaging Disney channels. Disney has come out and said that they have offered different packages for channels. One thing that Variety mentioned that was interesting was adding Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. They report Charter is currently paying for all eligible customers who could activate and use Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. However, less than 10% of their customers have actually used it. DirecTV is looking to change that by only paying for customers who are actually using it. It seems like this one will go down to the wire. As for what is happening with Venue, all three companies behind it have asked for a fast appeal and be allowed to launch the service. They say so far they've spent $74 million on it. We wrap up with Netflix, where we start with the top 10 for the week of August 19th to 25th. For English films, The Union stayed in first place. Incoming came in second place. And Untold, The Murder of Air McNair came in third place. For English TV shows, the fourth season of Emily in Paris came in first place. American Murder, Lacey Peterson came in second place. And Wyatt Earp and the Cowboy came in third place. For casting, Deadline broke news that Barry Keoghan has signed on for the Peaky Blinders film in an unknown role. Filming begins later this year. In exclusive from Variety, Dead Boy Detectives has been cancelled after one season. This isn't too much of a surprise, as it did not have a good debut viewership-wise. Netflix has bought the US rights to Maria. The film is a biopic of opera singer Maria Callas and stars Angelina Jolie in the lead role. Variety reports that the streamer is working on a sequel series to One Tree Hill, with Warner Brothers Television producing, and some of the original cast members returning. And finally, we got a new sports series called Starting Five, which is focused on the NBA. The series focuses on NBA stars and what they went through last season, including LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, and Domantas Sabonis. It premieres on October 9th. And that's it for this episode of Box Office Receipts. If you want to follow me on Blue Sky, Threads, or Instagram, links to those are in the show notes. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.